Hey guys, this is Peter Mueller, CEO and founder of the Profit Center. I wanted to create this video today to talk to you about business planning. Business planning is a very important function of any business, and as we enter now into the last quarter of 2019, it's again a very important time to start focusing on the importance of that and actually implementing that. One of the things that we talk about here at the Profit Center on an ongoing basis is that what you measure gets improved. What you measure gets improved is a business principle that is established because it's true. If you don't measure something, how can you possibly improve it? When you're talking about business planning, there's a lot of different things that you should be or ought to be measuring. The bottom line is, guys, for those of you who are brokers out there who struggle with agents who just don't really want to sit down and work this out, is that sometimes if you're not doing a lot of business, it doesn't really help you much. It's the successful realtors, the ones that are so very busy, they're making a lot of money, but they're losing control of their money and how to handle it. Those are the ones that really need business planning more than anything else. So when we talk about that, we talk about things like how do you manage your money. Managing your money has got to be the most fundamental implementation of strategy that is needed for most agents, and they just don't have a simple approach or simple strategy on that. So I'm going to share with you what I believe is the best way to handle your money, and it requires really you don't need a degree, you don't need to be an accountant, you just need to be diligent in following through with a couple key things. So there's really just two different things you got to do. Number one, set up 5 bank accounts. Now, for those of you that are listening to this and that are a little bit more astute when it comes to managing your business and your money through Excel or whatever else, that's fine. But I'm talking to the majority of the people that are listening to this video. I'm talking about the ones that really just manage their entire operations through their personal and their checking account, which is the worst thing you could do. Because by doing it that way, you don't have proper management or understanding of where you need your money. So you need to understand this. There are at least 5 areas of your life that you need to budget. There's the personal living, which is what I call your needs, or the things that you have to pay, like your mortgage payment, your car payment, your gasoline, groceries. Those are your needs. And by the way, don't confuse anything I'm saying with accounting and with taxes, okay? That's something for the accountant to deal with. I'm talking about you taking control. The reason why a lot of times we lose control is because we haven't been given a strategy on an operational level how to manage the money. We're always being taught how to mitigate taxes. So when I say personal living bucket, this one bank account, I want you to realize that I'm referring to specifically the needs that you have to pay, whether you like it or not. Like your insurances, that's another one. Your car insurance, your home insurance, your life insurance, your health insurance if you're an American. So there's all of these different things that you need to budget. So that's the one bucket. So just look at that as a bucket. So that's one bucket. The second bucket is what I call the savings bucket. Now, savings, I want to be clear. What I mean by savings is the money that you use and you're going to spend it on your wants. The savings bucket, to interpret correctly, is for your wants. Personal for your needs, savings for your wants. So what do I mean by your wants? Well, do you want to go on vacation? You don't have to. If you don't have the money, you can't. Do you want to go out for dinners? Do you want to have entertainment? Have memberships at the gym? These are all your wants. They don't have to be your needs, but they're your wants. How about things like, we're talking about savings, buying new appliances or renovating the house. These are all the wants. So there's a separate bucket for that. So just visualize that. That's 2 of the 5 buckets. Personal, your needs. Savings, your wants. The third bucket now is your profit account. Now, this is an interesting concept, a profit account. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means this is your retirement, or you could also call the profit account your debt repayment bucket, okay? Because what good is it if you invest something into a 4 or 5% return investment, but you've got credit cards that are costing you 10, 15, 20%? So that bucket is specifically earmarked. I call it a profit account because if you pay off debt, you are moving towards profitability, which is what we're all about at the Profit Center. We're not happy just to inspire people to make more money, because inspiring people to make more money is not going to help them, because most people, when they lose control of their money, they just spend more. So they are now working harder, they have less time at home, things fall apart there, and they've made more money. Well, whoop-de-doodle-do. What's most important is, are you profitable? That means what's left over at the end of the year. Not that at the end of the year you go, oh, I need to come up with $50,000 to pay for my taxes. So the profit account is a very important bucket or bank account to have, which is specifically earmarked for maybe a 401k or RSP if you're Canadian, or for debt repayment, or to put money aside for an investment property that you want to save up for, so you're creating passive income. So that's the third bucket. Now you got a fourth bucket, which is business operations. The business operations as a realtor is that bucket where you spend towards marketing, advertising, signs, cards, your membership dues at your local boards, travel if you're part of a national brand that where you can go to conferences and events, where you can rub shoulders with the best of the best, where you can network, things of that nature. That's your business operations bucket. And by the way, here's the big epiphany here. If you guys set these 5 accounts up, guess what? That means when you get a check from the broker, you don't put the money in your savings account, which your spouse and or partner can see that money. It's not about hiding anything. It's about having them understand that that's not all your money. That money needs to be allocated into various buckets. And I do agree and believe that you need to have this conversation with your partners at home. So that's the fourth bucket, is the business operating account. Because if you spend money and invest it in your business, you'll make what? More money. You know, I don't like to be branded only because we talk about profit. We really talk about the true definition of profit, not just making money. A lot of people think profit means making money. No, there's a lot of people I know that make a lot of money, make no profit. So that's the point. So the profit account is something separate. Now you got your business operating account where you invest back in your business to make more money. And that's kind of the key. When I do business planning throughout North America, I speak to thousands of realtors every year. I'm fascinated by this fact. When I teach this one principle, I find that a lot of agents realize one of two things. Either their lifestyle is too expensive or their goals are too low. So which one is it for you? I guess we'll have to see. So the bottom line is the fourth bucket is business operating account. And the fifth one, I'm sorry to say, is paying the government. That's your tax account. Now, unless you have a broker who deducts revenue at source for you and puts it aside, that's awesome. Then consider that the fifth bank account. But the bottom line is, if you're managing your own money as you ought to do and learn how to do, then you need to have that separate account set aside. So look how simple this is. You set up, number one, 5 bank accounts: a personal account, a savings account, a profit account, a business operating account, and lastly, your tax account. That's step one. If you do that, you're already miles ahead from 90% of the realtors I talk to throughout North America. Step two, you allocate and decide right here, right now, what percentage of every net check you receive goes into each one of those 5 buckets. Now, if you want to use a benchmark we've established at the Profit Center, we have a little mantra that's called 40-10-10-20-20. 40% in the personal, 10% in savings, 10% in profit, 20% in business ops, and 20% in taxes. If you think that that doesn't work for you, that's precisely the point. You need to decide what percentage goes into each of one of those buckets. A little sideway joke, if you will, or note, is that many times when I do this presentation throughout North America, I'll get agents saying to me, "Hey Peter, I need 110% for my personal account," which is humorous, but it's also an indictment of what's really going on. And if you lose control and you don't have freedom and you're shackled to your debt, then how can you possibly move forward? If you can't move forward, how can you possibly be profitable? And that's my point. So guys, think about this. You need to start taking control. Set up 5 bank accounts, number one. Number two, define the percentages that go into each account and into each bucket. And if you want to take it a deeper dive, then you can start looking at, okay, how much do I really need from each bucket? And you got to be realistic. So guys, I hope that was helpful for you. I really want you to take control of your business and take control of your life, because that's the mission. It's because the mission statement at the Profit Center is simply this: to passionately guide people to greater profitability. That's what we're all about. That's what we want to teach, and that's what we want to share. And we hope that we help you towards that goal, towards greater profitability. This is Peter Mueller signing off, wishing you all a profitable day.